Hello, if you're watching this guide, that means you're a very new Demon Hunter tank and you want to learn the very beginner stuff of Demon Hunter tanking. So, in this guide, I'm not going to be going too much over the why you should be doing stuff, but if you do want to learn more about the Demon Hunter class, either ask me in the comments down below or watch my next guide, the more advanced guide. So, here I'm just pretty much going to be telling you what to do and less of why you should do it. Now, go antagonize and flames here, then go Feast of Souls, Flame Crash, Feed the Demon, Quicken Sickles, Fell Devastation, and Soul Barrier. Now, this is going to be all very general purpose. This is going to be your general purpose Demon Hunter tanking kit. If you have any questions on why, either ask in the comments down below or watch the next guide. So, our stat priority, versatility, haste, mastery, and crit. You can also do mastery, haste, versatility equals crit, but I'd recommend this stat priority right here. It's for the most survivability, the most bang for your buck. Now spells is very easy. It's very easy to Demon Hunter tank. You can pretty much get away with just knowing 3 spells, and that is Shear, Demon Spikes, and Soul Cleave. Now as a Demon Hunter, you have your source of, your resource that you'll be using is called Pain. Pain's that little bar here. Pain is Rage to a warrior, Energy to a rogue, Mana to a mage. We have Pain. Now, Pain, you want to gain pain by using Shear and Immolation Aura. Immolation Aura is actually the best way to get Pain, so you should use that on cooldown. You want to be using Pain on both Demon Spikes, Soul Cleave, and Soul Barrier. The first thing you want to do is make sure that Demon Spikes is never on cooldown. Is always on cooldown, sorry. You should be using cooldown as soon as it's available. Pretty much, as soon as it's available. And then you want to make sure that Soul Barrier is always on cooldown as well. And then you'll then after that, if there's nothing else you can use, you'll want to use Soul Cleave. Now, to give you an idea of what that looks like, I'll just spam that right now. I'll just carry on the basic rotation. So 20 Rage, Demon Spikes, and I'll use that again. And then 30 Rage, I'll use my first Soul Barrier. And then every other time after that, I'm pretty much free to use Soul Cleave. Except now that I have another 20 Rage, Demon Spikes is off cooldown. I'll use that. Right, another Soul Shear, because there's nothing else. Oh, Demon Spikes is about to come off cooldown, so I'll use that. Immolation Aura is off cooldown, so I'll use that. Soul Barrier is off cooldown, so I'll use that. And then, Demon Spikes is back up, so I'll pop that. Then Soul Cleave, and that's a very basic interpretation of the Demon Hunter. Now, you do also have a few other spells here, so Soul Carver. Soul Carver will pretty much give you more of these, what are they called? Soul thingies. We'll have a nice little look at these now. So I'll use Soul Carver now. And you see them? They're just coming at the little greeny things just coming out of the boss. Yours will be purple. Now these things, if I walk closer over to them closely, they'll jump into me. These will heal me for a small amount. If you look at the bottom of this tooltip over in this corner, we'll see that consuming a soul fragment gives me 86,000 health. Now, there are a couple ways to spawn these. One is Soul Carver, the other is Shear. So let's spawn a few more of these, right? See, that one's over there. If I want to absorb that lesser soul fragment, I'll have to walk all the way over to it, right? Well, that's really inefficient, so we don't want to be doing that. There are 2 ways to consume them without walking over to them, and that's Soul Cleave and Soul Barrier. Now, if you look at the tooltip, it says right there, consumes all soul fragments within 25 yards, consumes all soul fragments within 25 yards. So I popped that, and did you see that? That one came to me. They do despawn after a little time, but that shouldn't be too much of a worry while you're tanking. One more thing to note, as well as the soul fragments, your soul fragments will be purple. Soul fragments are just kind of like a little extra benefit, a little bit of extra healing, and that's really all you should be thinking about them as right now. But just as a side note, you can actually increase the uptime on demon spikes by 1 second for every one of these little bubbles that you absorb, right, you can increase the cooldown, decrease the cooldown by 1 second, which is really handy. But overall, right, that's the main rotation, right? Just keep demon spikes up and keep soul barrier up, and you should be good. It's also a good idea to maybe wait off a little bit more pain, so maybe get to 80 pain before using soul barrier, because maybe there's going to be a big amount of damage incoming. If you're expecting a lot of damage, it's always good to save up a bit of pain so you can react to that damage a bit better. You've also got not a few oh shit buttons, I like to call them, when you're in trouble. If you've taken Fell Devastation in these towns, then you should have this as well. Fell Devastation, it does a crap ton of healing. I'll show you what it looks like now. A bit of vomit. It will do a crap ton of healing. Let's look at that. 86k overheal, 5k overheal. That's from something else. 86k overheal, 5k overheal. You know, like, there's a lot of overhealing going on here. There's a lot of healing going on if you have a look at that. If you have a pause and look at that, there's a lot of healing. It does do a lot of healing. Almost 1 million healing if we look at the tooltip. Almost 1 million. So that's a really quite a powerful oh shit button. The next powerful is Fiery Brand. This pretty much reduces all damage you take by 40% for me. Sometimes 30%. It depends completely on your relics. But it's a cooldown and it reduces your damage taken basically. But only from that target. The target will get a debuff and they'll deal 50% less damage to you, 40% less damage, 30% less damage, depending on your specific artifact relics. Now the next one, probably the weakest one, arguably one of the weaker ones, is Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis gives us 45% extra health, which isn't really that powerful because, I mean, if you're in a situation where you're about to die, then you want to be stopping any more damage from coming into you, which is why Fiery Brand's good. Or if you're in a situation where you're going to die, then healing that health straight back up is really powerful. Metamorphosis just gives you more health and it helps you to heal a bit more. So we pop that, we'll go into our demon form. This bitch is very ugly. The male one looks much better. They could have done a bit more work on the female one. In the next patch though, we'll be getting an armor buff with Metamorphosis. Also, one thing I forgot to say is that you'll generate a lot of pain and you'll be able to use Soul Cleave pretty much almost on cooldown. Pretty much on cooldown, yeah. So that's a very basic Demon Hunter guide. Keep in mind the Fiery Brand also increases the fire damage that you do to the target. Or it can do, depending on your relics. You can increase fire damage done. Now, fire damage is very good for a Demon Hunter. Ooh, if I can I please? There we go. Fire damage is very good for a Demon Hunter because it gives us more healing from Charred Warblades. So the more fire damage you deal, the more healing you do, which it's very handy that. So if you pop Fiery Brand, you know, first of all they're going to be doing less damage to you, and now you will do extra damage to that target. So then, you know, straight away, you know, you could pop a few cleaves just to get your pain up. Then you could pop Fell Devastation, right? And then suddenly you've got 40% extra healing because that's all fire damage. Pop Immolation, or you've got your Infernal Strike here, and that can, you know, much more fire damage. And then you've got Sigil of Fire, that does even more. And then you can pop this again, and look, Immolation Aura is already off cooldown, and that'll probably be the 10 seconds up right there. So that's very powerful oh shit button, a very powerful and shit button indeed, especially mainly because you can use it in conjunction with other spells. So just to recap very quickly on the most important aspect of Demon Hunter, just don't cap at 100 rage, right? If you can spend your rage, pain, if you can spend your rage, that's great, but the main thing is to be spending it efficiently, right? So the most efficient use is to keep Demon Spikes on cooldown, right? And then keeping Soul Barrier on cooldown, right? Also make sure you use Immolation Aura because, as I said before, it is the most efficient use of your it gives you the most pain, essentially. So immolation order. Now, just so you can get a little look at what a good tank, a good basic tank is. In fact, not a good basic tank, just a good tank overall in terms of survivability. I'm going to be taking on this guy. Now, you might have seen him before, you might not have, but if you've not seen him before, basically, he'll start off doing a little bit amount of damage, and then he's got this move called Uber Strike. Now, every time he does Uber Strike, it'll increase his damage done by 5% or something like that. Uber Strike also does a little bit of damage itself. So I'm gonna kill him now, and you can have a look at the spells I'm using and what I'm using, and I'll try and explain to the best of my abilities why I'm using those spells. So first off, I'll charge in with an Infernal Leap, because this will place down a Flame Crash, a Sigil of Flame, with a land, which is all fire damage, so it increases the healing I'm taking, which is really good to start off with. Spikes there. I'm not taking any damage just yet, so I'll pop another spikes and wait before using Soul Barrier. Now I'm starting to take some damage, and so I'll pop that. Now I've got a lot of pain here, so I'll just use a Soul Cleave. Okay, I'm still not taking much damage. See that Uber Strike is magic damage, so I can use Empower Wards there. I forgot to talk about that. I'm getting low, so I'll strike Immolation Order. And if you see there, I popped my Super Metamorphosis form, my little Metamorphosis form. Fueled by pain, it's really handy. See, I'm getting low here, so I'll pop these two coolies. And I should be near enough full health. There we go. Personal best is 17 stacks here. Uber Strike. Magic damage thingy. You can also use Sigil of Flame for the extra healing it does. For the extra fire damage. Now I'm going to wait a little bit before using Soul Barrier to get as many soul shards as I can. I only managed to get 2 there, but that's fine. Getting a little low, so I'll pop my Fiery Brand, and Fell Devastation, and I'm pretty much almost at full. Now I'm going to use Soul Carver in conjunction with Soul Barrier, just to get a lot of soul fragments to absorb, which gives me a much bigger shield. You also still get the healing from the soul shards when you use your bubble, so there's no reason to not really wait a little bit extra to get more soul fragments to use Soul Barrier. There's not really any reason. See, I'm on low health here, so I'll pop Metamorphosis very soon. I'll wait until I'm really low, like that, and I should be able to just heal myself fairly efficiently back up. Uh-oh. See there, we're at 15 stacks now. Ooh, I might have a record here. I think my best is 17 stacks. I should have empowered wards that, but I didn't. That's fine though. Should be able to take a bit more damage. I think I'm gonna die here. Yeah, that's no biggie though. No, I'm still going. Right, okay. I was anticipating being dead long before this. Yeah, this is definitely a record for me. Oh, might have survived that if I could have just. Did you see those little milliseconds on the fiery brand there? Yeah, I might have been able to survive that last one. But either way, I think that was 20 stacks, was it? Let's see if I can get back to him very quickly. 20 stacks. Yeah, that's my record. I'm glad I recorded that actually. 876 eye level. If anyone can beat me, if anyone can beat my record there, I'd like for them to let me know. Send me a print screen. Either way, that kind of concludes our basic guide, basic Demon Hunter guide. If you've got any questions or anything you'd like clearing up, please don't hesitate to leave a comment explaining what's up. I'll also have an advanced guide. I'll put a link to that somewhere on the screen once it's up. Thanks again, and don't forget, like, rate, comment, and subscribe. And don't be shy about leaving a comment. You know, if you're stuck with something, I'm more than happy to help you out. See you later.